Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speak Your Truth podcast. I'm Kristen Bomas, and we are on a conscious journey to enlightenment. Today, we're going to talk about expectations and how they take you away from freedom and take you away from yourself and the truth of your life. So, where do they come from? What are they about? And how do they infiltrate our lives? We learn about expectations as we grow. From the minute we start learning, we are learning to meet expectations of others because everybody is telling us what to think, what to do, how to behave, what to wear, what to believe, right? And so we learn to take all of that information in. And then as children, we learn to meet all of those expectations so that we're good enough and we're kept and everything in our world is safe and sound. As a result of that learning, we also learn to make assumptions because now we assume that we know what they're expecting, and from those assumptions we do what we think they want us to do or need us to do or whatever. And those are all expectations. And that's how we grow. And it's quite common. So even when we communicate by trying to meet the expectations of others rather than simply knowing ourselves and teaching ourselves. Because we're taught to meet the expectations of others, we really are not learning as much about who we are and what we're feeling on the inside. And so we are constantly looking outward in order to define ourselves, which, if you think about it, doesn't make a lot of sense. Because really, in defining ourselves, we want to know who we are inside, the experience we wish to have, and what makes us happy. We're only going to find that happiness from within ourselves. It's never going to be found external. So expectations become quite the challenge in our lives. I hear people say to me at times, oh, I put expectations upon myself. Well, no, we don't put expectations upon ourselves. Those expectations were learned from outside sources. We have now learned to accept and assimilate them into our being. But if it's our own goal, it's a goal. If I said, let me give you an example. So when we say, I should, I need to, I have to, those are expectations. So if I get up and I say, oh, I have to make this bed every morning, I have to make this bed, I have to make this bed, then it's going to be stressful, and we'll get to that in a minute, but I'm meeting an expectation that I've been told by someone somewhere. If I get up in the morning and I look forward to making my bed, and it's just something I do every morning because I love the feel of a made bed when I come home at the end of the day, or the way my room looks when the bed is made, or whatever it is, I'm doing that for myself. There's no should, there's no need to, there's no have to in the equation. Those words don't even come out of my mouth. I simply make my bed. I look forward to making my bed. So when we hear ourselves use those phrases, we know that there's an imbalance. There is something that's happening inside ourselves that is fear-based or a challenge in this lifetime, and that means that it's not a match to what we truly want. So the expectation is there. So let me be more clear again. If I'm afraid, if I have a roommate or I'm married or whatever, and I have somebody, they really want the bed made, and I really don't like making a bed, and if I don't make the bed, they get upset, then I'm going to make the bed because I want to meet their expectations and I want them to think I'm good enough. That's coming inside me from the challenges of feeling not good enough and wanting to meet their expectations, the fear that I'm not good enough, the fear that I would get them upset, and that upset would have something to do with me not being good enough and not doing what I needed to do for them. So all of that is the expectations of other. As we do that, it's bringing everything to light that isn't us, because underneath, I just don't like to make a bed. It doesn't have any meaning to me. So what happens if I learn to express myself and know the truth of what's happening inside is I open that up and I flourish inside, and I now teach my partner, roommate, whoever it may be, who I am and why I don't make the bed. Now, if they want to make the bed, I'm super cool with that. It's just not my cup of tea. Okay, so then we work things out. Expectations are another way for you to know where there is that imbalance in your life. If I am, I see this a lot in dating relationships, by the way. They start out and everything is going really well, and so people will do certain things to be what they think is good enough. So I'm going to use a very traditional example, so pardon me for this, but it's just easy. So a man and a woman are dating, and she's always over at his house, so she does the laundry and she cleans the kitchen, and she, does certain things around the house that she doesn't even do at her own home because she has services that take care of that for her at home, but she's at his house, and it's all in that honeymoon phase and everything is good, and so she's doing it. Well, he gets used to that. And one day she stops. And he's like, well, what is it with you? You're not doing, sorry guys, okay, you're not doing the laundry in the kitchen anymore. Why aren't you doing the laundry in the kitchen anymore? And she says, I don't ever do the laundry in the kitchen. In my own home, I have somebody do that for me. Well, you did it here. You did it for me. Well, that was because it was fun at the beginning. It was just something I was doing, and it was just a gift, and I enjoyed giving you that gift. But now that it's an expectation that I do that for you, it's no longer a gift, right? That, I think, shows the depth of how expectation influences relationships. We no longer are gifting one another, we're taking through expectation. It's no longer my gift, it's now something you need me to do, you expect me to do, you are telling me to do. And that can happen in many ways, both consciously and unconsciously. So I think it's really important to start to understand that expectations in your life are always external. You want to look inside yourself and say, when you hear the words come out of your mouth, I should, I have to, I need to, stop for a minute. Don't change the words. Stop for a minute and ask yourself, if I'm saying that, there's something inside me that doesn't want to be a part of whatever that sentence is. What is that about? What would I like to do? And why do I not want to do whatever this is? And honor yourself. Look inside. Know what it is you wish to do. And then set your own goals. Put your own dreams into motion. But for the sake of freedom within yourself and happiness and love for yourself, become aware of those phrases that tell you that you're living through expectations of others and not in truth to yourself. I wish you all a life of peace and happiness and fulfillment, and with that, an absence of expectations. Take good care. Be sure to subscribe if you like this podcast, and feel free to join me on Facebook for my live shows on Monday and Thursday. As a matter of fact, you'll find a Facebook Live video on dreams and expectations if you're interested. Thank you much. Take care.